Chase Ealey, getting ready for the Diamond League final tomorrow. There was talk in there about, we just came to the press conference, about maybe the world record. You feel like you could get it at some point?
Yeah, I think I definitely feel like I can. I always have. I feel like I'm still really new in rotation and finding my technical balance. And so I think I have a lot to work on, and I definitely feel like I could do it.
What are you going to work on in terms of technique, like this winter?
Yeah, so no secrets out, but my coach Paul, he has some technical changes we've been wanting to work on in the off season that we just didn't want to. You don't want to obviously implement anything mid season, but there's some stuff like with my entry that we're thinking about working on that I did like a trial of just to feel it, and it felt really good and it looked really good, and it created a lot more speed, and I think I got some good stuff gonna happen next year.
Would you call that like a change in style of your entry?
Basically it's just like I'm a little open right now, and it's just finding a way for me to like kind of close before I reopen.
Okay. Because you worked a lot on your entry this past winter and spring, and that really paid off.
Yeah.
But you feel like there's more room there.
Yeah, so we really only made the one change the whole season, which has just been to keep everything up and in a T shape, just try and stay on this axis.
Right.
And then we kind of just like worked with what we had, because me and Paul didn't have much time before the season really kicked off.
Right.
And so now that we have like a full off season to work on stuff, we'll probably add a couple more things and see how we feel with those. But I think it's overall positive, and I think it's a good sign that we really only worked on like my entry this whole time, and I think I have a lot more stuff to fix and to do throughout my throw.
So you plan on staying in England? That's your home base for the future?
Yeah. I found me a British boy, and I'm engaged now. So
congratulations!
I'm kind of stuck out there, I guess.
When are you gonna get married?
Probably right before the Olympics.
Wow, you know there's a curse of the married thrower.
Yeah, that's why I want to do it. Yeah. So me and Soph were talking about that, and I was like, "No, I'm breaking the curse." And she was like, "Bet," and I was like, "I'm breaking the curse." I said,
anybody could do it. It's
yeah,
you.
I said I'm getting married in April, and I said that I'll win the Olympics in July, and she was like, "Okay," and I was like, "I'm breaking it."
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, one last thing. You mentioned also in the press conference that there's a different approach, ideally, for women rotational throwers than men. Could you expand on that a little bit for this thrower nerd audience?
Yeah, so like in my opinion, I've always felt like obviously women started the sport later. We're going to develop a little like slower looking, but in reality we're developing at the same rate of the men in regards to where we started in the sport. And I think personally, like we're really finding out that like instead of following the men's rotational form, which to me is more about like there's brute strength involved, and there is technical and there's like different ways that they work with their speed. I think women, we just work differently. I think we need to focus more on like technique in the middle to the finish, and speed at the end. And so I just think tempos are different. I think the speed tempos are different, and I think we're just finding like our rhythm in that. So I think it's funny, Ryan brought up like how him, Joe, and Tom all have different techniques.
Right.
And I kind of feel that way about like, to me, I would say like Jess Schilder is more like Tom.
Right.
And Sarah Mitten, I would say, is more like Joe, and I'm more like Ryan, the long, slow, out of the back.
Yeah.
Speed into the middle kind of thing. But just the way we work those elements is just different in my opinion. And I think we finally realized that instead of looking at the only technical model we had, which was men, was looking at them and then developing it for us instead of just trying to copy and paste.
Yeah. So if you were coaching a young thrower, a female thrower and a male thrower, would you coach them differently in their rotation?
Yeah. I just think girls have a lot more. This is why I think like we're only getting started as far as rotational, because I feel like we have a better ability to wrap around ourselves than the boys do, because we're smaller here. And so I think working holds and like working like holding back and then like speedy finishes.
Okay.
Will be like kind of what we utilize versus men. You kind of like hold through the middle and then you work the hold in a different way. It's more you wrap into your arm rather than just being able to wrap around your body, if that makes sense.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It does make sense. Thanks. I really appreciate your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.